Welcome to the WRAL Daily Download. I'm your host, Amanda Lamb. So, if you're like me and you've lost something important, like your wallet, your keys, even your luggage on a trip, people always say you should have had an AirTag attached to it. So, not unlike your Find My Phone app, an AirTag can tell you exactly where your lost item is. So 5 on Your Side reporter Keely checked out how AirTags should be used, how they are being used, and in some cases, they're even being used to fight crime. Keely, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So I had a personal experience this summer where I really thought about the fact that AirTags could have been helpful. We lost my husband's luggage on a family trip, and I just kept thinking, why didn't we have an AirTag? So explain for people that may not know, how do these things work?
Basically, that's the whole point of them. You're supposed to put them on your keychain. You can put them in your wallet, your luggage, and you can, if you have an Apple phone, an iPhone, it connects really easily to the AirTag. You can also do it with other phones. And basically, you're like, oh no, where's my wallet? Where's my husband's luggage? You can look right on your phone. Oh, it's at this airport. Oh, it's at this location. And I use it all the time. I lose my car keys. I'm running around the house trying to find them, running out the door. And I just press the sound. It chirps. And I follow the noise, find my
So
keys.
It doesn't matter how far away it is, though. I mean, in other words, the chirping has to be close. But for just the location, you can track luggage in London.
You can. And these things have a really long battery life. They don't, they're really low maintenance. So exactly. You are not going to hear the chirping if it's oceans away, but you're deaf and it's not going to chirp, but you can still track it.
So in the case of lost luggage, like I said, I could say, oh, it's in New York or it went to the wrong city. But if an item isn't just lost, it's stolen, that's a whole different ballgame. I mean, it can give you a location, correct?
It can. And I think that this is one of those unforeseen uses that I think probably Apple hopefully anticipated it, but people are using it for that. Their item is not missing. It is missing/stolen, and they can see, oh, my bikes are stolen a lot. My bike is at this location now. And then people, like, your gut reaction, of course,
is to
hey,
go.
My item's been taken. Mine. Yeah. I want to go get it.
Sure. So that's kind of the quandary. That's the layer of, okay, what do you do next? And we're going to talk about that after the break. Welcome back to the WRAL Daily Download. So walk us through, you talked to a man who had some headphones that he really liked, noise-canceling headphones. He left them on an airplane, and then he thought, oh, I'll just go back and get them at some point from the airport. How did he handle it?
Yeah, he realized very quickly because I think he had the chirp. He actually, I think, had his iPad out, and it will say, for example, if my car keys, if I'm walking to a shoot for a story and I leave the keys in my photographer's car, my phone will alert me that my keys are no longer with me.
Right. So in this case, the AirTag was like in the case of the headphones.
It was in the case of the headphones, not an AirPods, AirTag with some other brand headphones. He got off the plane, got an alert on his phone/iPad saying your AirTag is no longer near you. Oh, shoot, I'm going to go get my AirTag. They wouldn't let him back on the plane. So he filled out a missing report, did all the things, and then he was tracking it. He went home tracking the AirTag, and it's showing it's at RDU for hours. And he thought, okay, well, it's going to be in Lost and Found then. But he woke up the next day and saw that the AirTags was at a random house 45 minutes away from his own home. His initial reaction, oh my gosh, I'm going to go get it. His wife jokingly said, I don't think you want to die over some headphones. He goes, yeah, you're right. And then he contacted police.
So, and we'll get to exactly what happened in his situation in a minute, but what advice, I know you talked to the Wake County Sheriff's Office, what advice do authorities give you when you find a stolen item, because of an AirTag? I mean, going is probably not the best idea.
No, and Wake County Sheriff's Office investigator Bradley Hart says that he has had many situations within the Wake County area where people will call, say, hey, I think this item's been stolen. He says, call us. We'll go with you, or we'll go by ourselves, knock on the door where the AirTag is saying your missing item is or your phone is or whatever. And so basically that's the advice. Take a pause. call police. That's what they're there to do. They'll absolutely go with you or go themselves. But the issue is if they knock on the door and the person's like, look, we don't have it. And again, the AirTag radius is not always spot on. Somebody could knock on your door, say, hey, we think you have it. And it could be your neighbor. And so if the person who answers the door, answers the question, says, we don't have it, the police need more probable cause to enter the home.
So they can't just go in there, but they can at least make the effort of asking and seeing if the person.
And that's what happened with our gentleman.
Yeah, tell us what happened.
Our RDU police went to the house, and the person, his word was fessed up, and they gave the headphones back right away.
So did you reach out to the airlines about this situation?
We did. I just got off the phone with Delta, and it was a Delta flight. From what the passenger says that the workers, and there were multiple workers, I guess, living at this home, allegedly, they were contracted by Delta. So they were working, obviously, employed by a different company, but working on behalf of Delta. And what we've been told is that they were let go. And Delta told me, for the people that they employ, people they contract with, zero tolerance policy. And they said in a lot of cases, sometimes it's workers who find these missing items, but a lot of times it's passengers too.
Sure. It could be anyone. Do you foresee going forward that these AirTags are going to be used for so many things?
Yeah,
because
people put them on their dogs.
Yeah.
They put them on their kids.
Wow.
People are using them for everything. And I think it does give you a peace of mind. My mother is notoriously low tech. And she was with me over the weekend, and I'm looking at my phone. It says an AirTag on my phone has been with you, and it's unknown. I'm like, what? And I'd come to find out that my mom had put an AirTag in her luggage. So people are using them all the time for all these different kind of off-brand uses. But I think it gives people peace of mind, but you just really have to think, okay, I have this information. I know where this is. How am I going to use it wisely?
What is the smart way, the responsible way, and really the safe way to use that information? So, it sounds like it could be used for a lot. I'm sold. So.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Just anytime you're in a situation like Matt Krantz was, take a deep breath, contact authorities. Do not have that impulse to run and get it.
Just go. Okay. Well, that's some really good advice. Thank you so much, Keely, for helping us understand how these work and how they can be used to help find a lost or stolen item. If you're listening to this podcast on WRAL.com or the WRAL app, you can find it on any podcast app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, pretty much anywhere podcasts live. You'll find more episodes of the WRAL Daily Download. As always, thanks for listening.